Good morning, everybody. Surprise! I am Wendy with the Elwyn Cottage out of Popsicle, Idaho, and I'm so excited. I saw you guys last week, and it was supposed to be every couple weeks, but Owen's let me do it every week for a while. Yay! So I will be with you guys every week because there's just that many things to show you and share and talk about. I'm gonna turn my light on a little bit. I'm kind of excited again. Last week, my eyes kind of looked a little buggy. I'm wearing different glasses, but I can see better. So I feel good. Hello, you guys. Thanks again for letting me have me some time on your space today. And today we are gonna do, let me get this up and shared. There I am, turn down the volume so I can see your comments when you guys pop on. It's still second week and we have so many more things to talk about and look at. It's crazy. So, I'm Wendy again. I'm very honored to be here. Super excited. And today we're going to do some more Easter. Yay! And this one I showed last week. If you didn't have a chance to watch last week's live, go ahead and go watch that on replay. It should be up in the videos, in the comments when you're in the Facebook page for the Kentucky Country Home. There should be a photos and video button. Take a peek at that. Rewatch it. It gives a lot of 101 steps to using their cutouts, okay? And kind of an idea of the different range of sizes. I'll touch on it a little bit every now and then in all the other videos just for all the new people coming, but I'll encourage you to go to that first video because it's lots of tips in there and they don't ever delete. I put that they stay forever on when I posted them. So they're there for you to look back and reference anytime. That's what they're there for. So today we're gonna use this one, which is a nice thin cutout balsa wood. Let me grab my measuring tape. That's the only thing I don't have at the table. I need to start putting the measurements on the back when I get them so you guys can know exactly which size it is. Because these can be anywhere from like 6 inches to 18 inches, depending on what you want to do with it. So this one is a 16-inch across. But then up and down, because it's a truck with the bunny ear, it's just over 10 inches. So 16 by 10. This is great for to hang on your front door, a leaner on your mantelpiece. We even talked about maybe putting it on backing it on a bigger piece of wood, make a landscape, trees, a road. It'd be super fun. So today this is what we're gonna work on. So I'm gonna go ahead and lower you down so you can see him and not me. My table is a work of art, so I'm gonna put a little bit of paper down so you can see the contrast of the truck and not get distracted by my mosaic table. And if you have any questions, if I can't see it because the table is lowered down, I will look back. It looks like Kentucky Country Home is here with us, so they should be able to answer any questions. I did post a link up above for you if you have, while you're watching this and you want to see other things or different images. So exciting. So we're going to get right to it. So this piece, a little recap, was natural wood. I used a damp cloth, wiped it off, and then I just used a gray. I'm going to go with a little bit more of a primary look on this with primary colors, not so pastel-y. So I wanted a richer undertone, which is the gray. So my colors will really pop. And you saw us talk about Paint Couture. And he listened last week while we were on. I said, could we make little bundle sets for you guys? So now when you go and you buy your pieces, there's a little 4 bundle set of paints for you, ready to go. So that's awesome. You always want to stir your paints. What's nice with these little jars that he carries on the website is they've got a built-in top coat. So it really makes your crafting projects just omit one step, which is nice. You can still put a gloss or something on there if you want a different sheen, but it's not necessary. And this one is their red, and this is like a true red. It's just beautiful. And of course, I'm gonna go with the largest part of the truck so it can dry, and I really do wanna do the traditional red truck with chrome, black wheels. I was toying with blue, but then when I saw this red, I said, nope, this is the color for us. So I'm using just a craft brush. Not just a craft brush, an amazing, inexpensive craft brush. I like to do all of the edges. The bristles get down in between the little grill. And again, this is really good coverage for a red. A lot of times a red is very transparent. This one is nice and opaque. Probably gonna get away with just like one good coat because we've already did the gray, and I can try to keep, try to keep away from these, but you know what? It's not necessary. You're going, oh, I can't do that. You don't have to. Just paint to them. The definition is enough for you to still see the image underneath and help you follow the lines when you're painting. You don't have to worry about those lines. And we're going to use some metallics today, which is lots of fun. And they have great coverage. So again, even though I'm painting this red, we don't have to worry about it when I go to put the silver chrome on it. It's just going to go right over the top. I see that's just a nice thin coat. It's one dip of the brush. I got that much on. Another dip of the brush. And you know, with paint, you've got to let it dry in between coats. And so I'm all about having, good morning, Phyllis. Today we're doing the Easter Bunny truck. And we're using the Paint Couture paints. We put our first coat of gray on after we cleaned it. And now we're adding red. And I kind of know, yes, the bunnies are here. So I'm not going to totally cover the bunnies just for drying time. But like I was saying, when I have multiple pieces to do, it makes it nice because while one is drying for a moment, I can get started on another piece, which I will show you here when we're waiting for this to dry a little bit. Because that is kind of the biggest part of the whole crafting is the dry time. That's what takes the longest amount of energy. So, hey Susan, Candace, Diane, hey Diane. Hi Diana, good morning, good morning. And now on last week's live, very few people had tried these pieces before. So I hope you take a look at these today because the value and the condition is phenomenal. And if you have a monogram that you want to do, he'll do it for you. If you have an image that you're thinking about in your head, he'll come up with something. They're very, very, very accommodating. They love to help with custom orders. Hey, Joanne. Good morning. We're working on this cute bunny truck. I've been thinking about this piece all week. It's going to be cute. Now, what color would you guys do your bunnies? There's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 different bunnies in this truck. I want to hear some ideas. I've got my idea. I know what I'm going to do. I'm curious to see how you would paint these bunnies in this truck. Anyone? Would somebody do plaid? Candy? Polka dots? There's just so many possibilities. So I think I pretty much got the gist of the truck. I'm gonna let it sit for a minute. Is that a paintbrush mark? It is. There's a paintbrush mark from the gray from last night. Pull that off of there. Sometimes those little chip brushes, they shed. And you'd still want to take it and go all the way around. You would paint them with flowers, Candace? That would be cute. Like pastels? That would be really cute. So I'm just painting around on the edges to finish it. Because sometimes you think when you're got your piece hanging up, you maybe don't think about the side edges. But it's nice to have them, sorry I went off camera there, have them finished, you know. So like right up here on the top of the truck. And now for those of you that want to like finish the back, you could paint the back. If you're very artistic, you could decoupage the back. It's endless possibilities, which would basically give you could have 2 looks. You could have primary on one side and you could do pastels on the other. Maybe I'll do this as a two image truck to give you the idea. So depending on what the mood is for the holiday that day, you can be pastel or you can be primary and fun. Or the next year. So you can alternate your decoration. So just because you buy something and it's painted in one color, next year doesn't mean you can't change it, right? Good morning, Sue. Welcome. Welcome. So there we go. We've got it, one coat of red, and you can see with the sheen, it's already trying to dry in there. So a thinner coat is best because it's going to dry quicker. So while that's drying for a few minutes, let's take a look at another little project that I'm excited about. Surprise, right? I'm excited. So, and where are you guys from? I am in Pocatello, Idaho. So for me, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I would love to know where you guys are from. I'm getting to meet some of you for the first time. I have been a business owner for 9 years. I own my building. I bought my building a few years ago, and as a woman business owner, that's kind of a big deal. So this is super cute. It already comes with the pre-drilled holes. Now, if you were using this for something, then you didn't want those holes on there. You just need to reach out to them in the notes when you're ordering and ask them to omit those, okay? Those are something that were done there. It's done as a convenience for some people because you're gonna hang it. Maybe you're not gonna use this as a hanging object, or maybe you're gonna applicate it or use it as a magnet or a little chalkboard. So it's up to you whether you need these or not. You can reach out to them. But it's nice if you're using it, they're already there. I don't know how many times I've bought pieces in the past and I've had to drill the holes myself, which is fine. But you know, we sometimes don't ever get them exactly right. And now we're doing what we discussed, is prepping. We're taking the soot off of the sides so it doesn't get smeary. And then you put a top coat or one coat of paint on there to seal it. I'm gonna, again, paint the edges. I don't want to have the brown burnt look around the popsicle. Maybe on the stick. So we'll leave the stick and I'll just put a clear coat on the stick because we'll paint it like a popsicle stick. But here we're gonna do pastels. And so we don't wanna get that soot in the pastel. Good morning, Virginia. Is it Virginia Lynn? Jenny Reese? Good morning. Hi, Connie. So, right in here, and this again, these come in several different sizes. This one is about 6 inches. So this is what it would be if you chose this one in 6. This is a 6-inch. They go all the way up. I don't even know if you can see the whole thing. 18. So this one could get quite large if you wanted a really big popsicle, like a week-long worth of popsicle. So, hi, Debbie. Hello, welcome. We're getting ready to do our first coat on here. And now, on the truck I used gray. On the popsicle, I'm gonna use white because our palette is gonna be pastel. It's gonna be a lot softer on this one. We're also gonna add glitter at the end. Can you believe it? I'm so excited. So, I'm just gonna put a little bit of a base coat, mostly around these edges for time purposes to show you how to seal it in. So I'm just using an ivory and I'm just doing my first coat of paint. And again, you could use any coat you want, any color, but as your first coat, this is gonna help your paint go on smoother when you're applying your color. It's gonna use less paint. 2 thin coats is always better than 1 thick gloopy coat. And I'm covering the laser edges, and that's from the laser, the burning. And sometimes when you're wiping it and cleaning it off, you smell a little bit of a campfire. That's completely normal. It's burnt wood. It's okay. So, and that's how it comes to you. And so it's just a little bit of prep work at the beginning, which is well worth it for the cost. And I tell you, I have shopped and shopped around, and I order all of my wood cutouts for pinners. When I do pinners in the United States, it's in several different cities. It's a big crafting event, expo, and some of my classes have like 200 people in them. And when I order 200 of the same product from the link up above for you, but for me, when I would order, they'd all be the same. They're very consistent in quality. So that's another plus for Kentucky Country Home. And if you're new to our site today, and I do take ownership of it, I say our, but it's not mine. I'm in Pocatello, but I feel proud. Like and follow. So you can see the special deals. He also has a group that has special daily deals. And it's not just for wholesalers. He's a commercial, he sells on his website. You can buy 1 and 2. You don't have to buy 20 of anything. Again, nice. So there's just one coat, and it is a thin coat, and it was literally drying while I'm putting it on. And this is the Paint Couture paints that he sells on the website, which again, we talked about is a great price point. There's 2 ounces and there's 4-ounce bundles. Little ones are about $5. These are about $8.50, $9. And it's just double them. But I really like these for the larger ones, for your primary colors, your whites, your blacks, primaries. Little ones for accent colors and your metallics. Great for your craft room. He's got some bundles up on the site that coincide with the holiday color palette. And what's nice is they're just water-based cleanup. So they're just water to clean them up. Probably just gonna use a stain on the stick. We're gonna do staining, I think, in 2 weeks. I'll be doing all things with stain. So you're gonna wanna tune in for that. That's gonna be really fun. Next week, we're gonna do flip-flops. So every week's gonna be something fun and different. Today, it's the Easter Bunny truck and the ice cream popsicle. So now this could be in numerous ways. It's a blank canvas. So really, you could paint your popsicle any way you want it. You can put flowers on it. You can put decoupage. Last week I used dry rub transfers on a bunny. So you could do that on here. This one I used a bunch of glittery paint. These are just little guys that we did last weekend. I kind of got my favorite. You guys, let me just show you a peek. Ready? Are you ready? Where's our peeps out there? With the jiggly eyes. Tell me those aren't the cutest little guys. And they wiggle. So yeah, peeps. And these I just tacked them on, little marker. So endless things you can do. So while we gave that a couple minutes to dry, there we go. Now we're gonna do like a pastel. This one here is Violet Femme. It's a really pretty, kind of like a sherbet raspberry. And we've got Pink Freud. Love this pink. Open that. I'm very messy with my paint lids. Everything's very messy. I apologize. But it's who I am. If I had clean jars, people wouldn't know what was going on. And then I think I want one more pink. I think I'm gonna do a little, this one's a little brighter Polynesian pink. So there we've got these color palette. I'm gonna grab a mist bottle, which is off on the side table. Just out of reach. I apologize again, I've left the table. But it's just a fine mist bottle, water in there, and it's a continual mist. And that's gonna help me get the blending that I'm looking for. And so, I'm not gonna double dip my brushes. So I need 3 brushes. I have 3 colors. Any of you out there, have you done any kind of a blending technique before or a dry brushing? Don't be afraid. Just have fun. Anyone out there who's done dry brushing before? Let me see. Show me some hands. It's so fun. Or hearts, or love. I know you're out there. So, here we go. Light color. You can go light to dark. You can go dark to light, whichever you want to do. And I want mine to not be very uniform. I want it to be kind of a jaggedy popsicle. So I'm gonna put this on. Just kind of, my favorite word, willy-nilly. My popsicle. And then I want a thin color of this one. Just putting it right against the other one, right there. So yeah, that's already dry. That's what's nice about this paint. Nice and thin coat. Then I'm gonna go back to the lighter one. Can you guys see this okay, I hope? Trying to still get them both in the picture. We'll start this one and then we'll go back to the truck. See, so that's how come it's some, oh, I had to buy two because I needed something to work on while I was waiting for paint to dry. I love that. That's a great idea. And then we're going to just do this one's a little brighter of a pink. Not much difference, but enough. Just enough. And now I've been starting from the same side, so I'm going to go from this side just to mix it up. And then I'm switching, and this is keeping my brushes from contaminating the other jars. If you're worried about that cross-contaminating, you can take a little scoop of paint out, put it on a plate. I recommend a like a Chinette, something like that, or even a porcelain or plastic plate. If you use a paper plate, a lot of your paint's going to absorb into the paper, and then it's going to be very dry and very sticky because the moisture is going to go into the paint, into the plate. So I left a little bit of room up here. Again, my hair is in every project I do for texture. And now we have a dry brush, and this is our palette here. I lightly misted it with the water, and now I'm just going to go back and forth. And now when I get to this section, I'm going to flip it over, because what I've done is I've got the darker pink. I've got the darker pink on this side of the brush. So I want to keep, if I put it here, I'm just going to get all the dark pink. So what you're going to do when you're blending stripes is you're going to rotate your brush and then continue on. Okay, that's keeping that raspberry look in the middle. See, and then I rotate it back over to do this side. So that's going to keep that right there. And then wipe off the extra if it's starting to get really thick, and then continue on. And now before I go next, I flip over and then keep going. And now there's a lot I just wiped off, so I'm going to keep right over here and I'm going to add it. Again, I'm kind of frugal. But that's how you keep your stripes. Now I'm rotating it again. From blending too much. Now, if you wanted it to just be one blendy, you could do that. It totally would work. There's nothing wrong with that. Paint's dripped over the sides, but the right colors are there, so I'm just gonna lightly tap it, flip it over. So it's kept in. Excess offloading your brush is a real important key with this dry brush. Remember, this one started without any color. And now I'm going to add a little bit more up here. I wasn't sure with moving the paint how much was going to be left. But now I know just to add a little bit more color. And now when I go to add glitter to this, I use, again, the Paint Couture glitter. And it's a German glass glitter. Very vibrant. Again, back, just wiping off, smoothing out any of my little edges. And now that's the first coat of the pastel. It looks like a sherbet. What do you think? Does it look like a sherbet popsicle? Kind of starting to melt, getting a little drippy. And you saw how easy that was. So the best tip for doing a blending type of a look is a brush for each color. That's going to be the easiest way for you to keep your blending and not get muddy. And you don't want to overwork it. We'll let this dry. If we feel we wanted to maybe add a little bit of a yellow, like a lemon lime in here, we could dot a little yellow and do the blending process again after this is dried. So poof, easy, fun. I love it. And then you've just got your 3 brushes. You can plop them down in water. It's a water-based paint. They clean up really nice. Now when you're done and you clean your brushes, use a little Dawn dish soap. Rinse them, rinse them, rinse them. Dawn dish soap is kind of drying. It takes a lot of the moisture out, so you'll want to get a little bit of a conditioner. You can even use hair conditioner, you know. Right, Joanne? A lot of brushes. That's what gives you the best look. It's so fun. Yeah, and that's from just us, like Joanne and myself, just learning. You know, the more you play with your things, and don't be afraid, you know, get those paints out and those brushes. You're going to learn, and you're going to adapt and know what works best for you. And these are just tricks. Nothing in art is final. Like, there's no right or wrong reason to do anything. If it makes you happy, you do it, okay? You do you. And now I'm gonna do right in here this window. And I want it to be, we're gonna start out kind of dark. Glass, in my world with the red truck, the glass is blue. Again, it could be white, it could be, it's your truck, whatever color you want. I'm gonna just put blue in here. This brush is a little stiff, there we go. And I'm just gonna follow the line again. Now I'm gonna get a little more meticulous of coloring inside the lines. Thank you, Owen, for giving us lines to color in. It really takes the anxiety for some who like, oh, I can't draw a straight line, I can't paint, I can't. These lines help you do that. They help you get over that. It's really like a coloring book. And all ages can do this. That's another thing that's nice too. If you've got kids and you want to do family craft night, everybody can work on this level. It's not too hard. We can make things hard. Good morning, Dorothy. In our lives, we choose to make things hard sometimes, but these are not hard. These are to be fun, entertaining. And now I'm putting it kind of a heavy, thick. I don't know if you can tell from the camera. It's kind of a thicker coat. It's a dark blue window. The glass is very dark. For the moment, it will get lighter. Or you could paint, a lot of people like to paint black windows just so, you know, it's dark. Whatever you want to do. I'm going to do blue with accents of white to kind of make it look to me like what my glass would look like. Because to me, I don't know, blue just seems like a transparent color in my creative land. I'm pretending I can see the sky on the other side. So that's the side window. And then this is the front window. And see how painting it red first was okay. It was really okay. And I hope that's what you guys take away today. If you have not tried their products yet, please do not be afraid. Give them a try. And if you're nervous, start out with the small ones. You know, the small ones can be added to a wreath. They can be a magnet. They could be a clipboard. You could add Post-it notes to the front of it. That'd be a cute little note board, like on the belly of the Easter Bunny. Start small. And then know if you love it, you can order more and you can go larger. The monogram work is amazing. I know that's exciting for me. I thought of that last week. Not very many people, when they have monogram items and you go out into the town or wherever you're going to go and buy something monogram, V is not a popular name. The letter V is not popular. So it's nice to know we've got them with us that can do custom work for us at the drop of a hat. And so there's the windows, letting it dry, kind of streaky, but that's okay. We're going to add white into it in a few minutes. And now I want my wheels to be like shiny. So I'm probably going to use black, and then I'm going to use a metallic black over top. I want them to be really, really shiny. So let's start with one. This is actually the metallic. We're just going to start with this and let you see. This is called Little Black Dress. When you get a metallic from Paint Couture, the metallics are very heavy, and the glitter that is finely ground up into dust and used to pigment the metallics settles to the bottom. So don't feel like this is ruined, okay? When you get it in the bottom, just stir it up. It's okay because it's water-based, so it's gonna stir. So I'm gonna open it. They come sealed, which is nice. Peel back the seal, and now at first glance, when you see this, I'm not holding it over the truck, it looks kind of a milky gray. It doesn't really look like black. So that's when you use your little stir sticks. It's also very watery on the top. And on the bottom, I can feel the glitter, okay? And this is what's gonna create the metallic. So don't feel like you can just shake it up. Look at there, see? You wanna really stir it, get it off the bottom. Especially in the temperatures, it settles. On my shelves, it settles, and that's okay. You don't really wanna store them upside down because they might leak up into the lid area, and then it's hard to get open. So you always wanna store your jars right side up. But there's a lot in there. So it could take a few minutes. I'm gonna stir this, and then I am gonna shake it a little just to really get them rattled. And now also with some of my metallics in the past, I've added a marble in my jar, if it's a bigger jar, to help me keep it shaking up and moving. So that's always an option too. So now as it's dissolving, the color's getting a little richer. Doesn't look near as gray as it was before. And I could have done this off camera instead of, but I want you guys to see your products you're buying. I want you to understand how they work and enjoy them. If you know the mechanics of something, it's much more enjoyable to work with. So now it's not near as milky. It's much more fluid. Oh, there's still another bobble. And really, the more you do at the beginning, the prettier it's going to be. And in my store, even when we walk by the ones on the shelf, because I sell these in my store as well, retail, we walk by all the time and we're always shaking them just to help them stay shook up a little bit for our clients when they take them home. So there we go. It's looking pretty good. And now if I was to paint with this and then in a few minutes come back and paint again, I would stir it again. You always want to stir, stir, stir. Keep your paint consistent. And now when this one dries, it's going to have a little bit of a sparkle. This is a pretty ucky brush for it, but it's going to work. Some bristle brushes, when you use a metallic, are kind of firm. Metallics like a softer brush. And again, I could follow the lines, but I don't have to. I can just paint right over it. See how nice that is? How fun that is? It's very enjoyable just to paint outside the lines on purpose. So, can you see that tire okay? And now with metallics, they are very light reflective. So you want to make sure whichever direction your brush strokes go on your, I would always do 2 coats on a metallic. You want them all to go the same direction. So all my brush strokes are going to go down. That way the light is reflecting on the metallic the same direction. Now, if I went back and forth, my light reflection is going to go back and forth and be very brush strokey. And you're going to go, I wasn't going for that. Sometimes we are. But good to know. You've got options. On this one, I'm going to go eventually all one direction. That's a band, isn't it? I think so. One direction. It's funny how your brain just clicks into things like that. So, hey, Michelle. Hey, Micah. Brittany, hello, hello. There's a 20% off sale going on today on all cutouts. What? You guys? Run. Go up to that link above and get your cutouts. And what's nice with a 20% off discount, that's amazing. Now I'm going shopping again. Thank you. Is he's got all the holidays up there. So some of us are very planned out. You know, like now we're doing Easter, St. Patrick's Day. You could get your Thanksgiving, Christmas cutouts now. You could get started already. You know, you could have a Christmas in July party. And because some companies don't have the holiday ones till closer to the holiday. Not with Owen. They've got them on there all the time. Gives you plenty of time to get your crafting done and at your pace when you want to do it. And at 20% off today, hello. This is a great, it's just 20% off because it's Wednesday. You know, why not? That's awesome. Thank you, Owen. That's exciting. I'm glad I saw that. So do any of you teach classes or have family parties and use the wood products? Because that's always fun when you have a class or a group of like 6 or 8 people and everybody uses the same products, but no two come out the same. I love that. So now this one here, I'm going to show you, is almost dry right in here. Almost dry. So while it's almost dry, I'm going to add a little of the white and kind of blend it only on some sections, because sometimes your window I always get quiet when I'm thinking, because I don't want to do it too hard. I don't want to take off the paint, but I want to make it look like the reflection. So for me, the sun's kind of coming this way, and that's my teacher Wendy art coming out. Whenever you do a reflection, you have to think about where your sunshine is. Where is it pointing? Didn't know you're going to get an art class today too, right? And with the reflection, what's nice with that is it doesn't have to be smooth because your glass is ripply. I'm going to put a little bit lighter right up in here. And so now instantly the window already takes on a different look. It'll look different again when it dries. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use high gloss over the window. And it's going to be even shinier. So now it kind of has that truck window glass look. I hope it does. I hope that's coming through for you on, I'm never sure. So let me know if you think it looks like I'm trying to describe. Also, you never realize how fun it is to challenge yourself to paint something upside down. We're so conditioned to painting our projects facing the correct way towards us, and I'm trying to paint with you guys, and it takes on a whole new meaning to crafting. It really does. So now everybody was giving us a few comments. We heard, I said pastels. Somebody said flowers. Well, I'm thinking my bunnies are super expensive and they're wrapped in foil. So my bunnies are going to be wrapped in metallics. And we have so many different metallics. This one of my favorite, rich gold. And you can see how swirly it is. So I need to stir it to get all that swirly out of there. And I use this one a lot. This one I've had about a year. And as you can see, I still have half of it left. A little goes a long way. So for my bunnies, I'm not going to just make one bunny, all bunnies the same. They're all going to be a different metallic foil wrap. So we'll go with this bunny first. And I'm left-handed, so I should be working this way across. But for the camera, we're going to go this direction. So now this bunny, and I'm going to add some sprigs of grass that they're sitting in. Again, this is the gold metallic, and I'm going all the one way. Look how rich that is. My bunnies are wrapped in gold and silver and rose gold. And so that's where I thought, well, with how rich these foil wrapped bunnies are, I went with a richer truck with the red instead of the blue, light blue that I was originally thinking. And with a small little artist brush, you can get right down in there. It's not necessary. You don't have to do that. I just like the sides, everything finished. With your metallics, again, even though we have the gray underneath, you're still going to want to do 2 coats. They're so light reflective, it's really hard to get a good coat on the first one. and I don't want to overpaint and overwork it. So I'm just gonna let it go. Look how cute already. Oh my gosh. What do you think? Is that a good choice? So I'm gonna just set that on there. And I've learned, you do too, Candace, you know they're coming out with so many more. They just gave us a sneak peek yesterday of some of the new metallics. There's gonna be so many, I'm so excited. They are the best, I agree. And I've used lots of metallics. I am right there with you, Joanne. I believe it too. Now this one is antique silver. This one might get away with one coat because it's gray underneath. So we'll see how we do. Again, it's got a sealed lid. I like to scrape it off. This, it's like a pewter. It's so pretty. Get a clean stick. And they do make, when you shake them, they get a lot of air bubbles. And so you sometimes need to let them rest to get those bubbles to the top, to the surface. Because if you paint with them with the bubbles, it makes like little pimply marks. And that's from the air. So don't think it's like, oh, the paint's ruined. It's not. We just got too excited and we painted it after we shook it up and it had lots of bubbles. That's another good reason to stir, get those bubbles out. So now this one's pretty smooth. And you see I use this one more often, so it was not near as solid on the bottom as the other one was. So I have my brush. I'm gonna use that. I liked that little angle brush. So this was the gold one, so I just dipped it in water. As you can see, I'm working off camera. That's okay, sorry about that. And after I've rinsed it off, now I'm getting most of the moisture off, okay? You don't want to have a lot of moisture on your brush, especially with metallics, because that'll just like water them down that much more, and you don't need that. So there's some on my, I'm gonna go with this one. This one's gonna be cute. I think that's got his bunny, oh, that's the front. Love this one. And this color is antique silver. It was a good choice right over the gray. See how easy that flows on there? And then after they dry, I'm thinking I'll probably add a little thin little ribbon bows and just glue them on. Everybody needs a bow. See how little the paint is? I mean, I'm just using a quarter of a teaspoon, if that. Very little paint. Just dipped it twice in the paint. That was it. So it goes a long way. So treat yourself to some metallics today too. At least one. You know, get a couple primary colors and then splurge. Get a metallic. And I talked about how fun it is when you get the paint and the product and the wood cutouts all in one box. It's so exciting. Good morning, Shelly. Good morning. Because you've got everything with you right there when you open the box to get started. I was lucky when I opened the box with all these treasures. My paint is right here on the shelf. And even a bonus is, we both know a good paint. We both sell this paint. So you've got two testimonials on a great product that works on a great product. So hopefully we're inspiring you today. So who's gonna get one of these trucks? They're so cute. You need a few of these, Micah. You need to do some beach scene bunnies for that'd be so fun. California beach scene bunnies, maybe a surfboard. Be cute. My bunnies are more of mountain hiking men. Today, though, I have to tell you, today when I left for work, it was 12 degrees. So 12 is a little cold today, but not inside. The bunnies are happy. So we've got the antique gold. We've got this one. Which one did we do? Okay, we did rich gold. We also have a French gold, but we're gonna use rose. I'm so excited. Now these little ones are hard for me because I'm messy and I leave the jar. If you're close to water, you can run them under warm water or a light tap on the lid on a hard surface. Or if you have a great friend like Shelly, she usually helps me get them open. But this is my neglect to my paints. That's just who I am. I'm a messy painter. And now at first you'll see it's very creamy looking. This is going to be a rose. And so as you stir, you can see the glitter down on the bottom. Look at that pretty glitter. I'm going to move my truck. I don't really want to have it splatter because I am the queen of splatter also. Comes with the messy title. There you go. Oh, it's already changing. It's so pretty. Smooth it out. Stir, 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 stir. And this one, again, you can see I've used it a lot. It's a really pretty color. It's almost like a pink. I want to almost call it a pink champagne, but it's a rose gold. And just stir it until all those little chunkles are gone. And now you can really see the difference here from the mixed and the not mixed. So definitely want to stir your stuff. Now if I was to just use that little bit out of the lid, it would be more like a glaze. It would be very transparent because all the glitter is in the bottom of the container. So we're going to do the larger Mama Bunny with the rose. See if I can get some bubbles on there. I'm always trying to find the little oopsies for you on a live so you can see what it looks like. This Mama, she's kind of hanging over the fence. So I'm going to paint her so I can see her. But I'm probably going to paint the fence rails back over the top of her. But it's nice because she's cut out so you can kind of see where her body goes. And her tail. I'm following first just along the outline of her. Tail. Everybody likes a big fluffy cottontail. So again, this is just another beautiful metallic. Oh, it's up to 17 degrees. Nice. Thanks for the update, Shelly. I feel warm already. Woo! Yeah, it's going to be a cold day. It's a great day to stay in and craft. If you don't already have some crafting projects, give me a call. I have some here. I'll meet you at the door so you don't even have to get out of your car. We know how it is sometimes. And now it's a water-based paint. I got a little on that nose, but because it's water-based, I was able to wipe it off because that has already dried. And it's already dried because it's a nice thin coat. So did anybody even think I was going to go with metallic foil wrapped bunnies? There's a lot of us out here today. Anybody thought that? Hope I tricked you. But these metallics are fun, you know? Because a lot of times people think, oh, what would I do with a metallic? Well, foil wrap your bunny. Or if you're doing St. Patrick's Day, these are fun to use to add to the coins, the embellishments. The St. Patrick's Day gnome and the gnome in the pot of gold. Adorable. Adorable. Hopefully I'll get some of those to show you because adorable. It's kind of a mystery when no one sends me my stuff. I'm not sure what I'm going to get, so I'm kind of excited. I had to pay pace myself. He sent me lots of little treasures, and I'm just so excited. I want to paint everything yesterday. So marking him for the lives has given me control to get, oh, I don't know, the rest of my work done. Or I would just sit here and paint all day with you guys. All day. I think we should probably do a special in the future and get one item and I can do a live paint with everybody. I think that would be so fun if we all painted together. The coverage is excellent, huh, Shelly? It's, until you use this paint, you don't realize the coverage is amazing. So there is, so now we have one more bunny. I think I want to make that one the black, shiny black. Or maybe the other gold. Or maybe, there's so many colors. But I do think I want to use the little black dress, the metallic black. Just a little token chocolate. I love a chocolate. Oh, that's what they need. They need a really rich brown metallic. Get a dark chocolate bunny in there. That's my favorite, dark chocolate. That would be pretty. A dark chocolate metallic. Maybe it's coming out. Or maybe I'll put this over. See how it looks. Might be too bright. If he's too bold, not bright, bold. If he's too bold of a contrast, maybe add copper over top of it. So it's like an antiqued bunny. Yeah, he's gonna be so dark. Sitting behind mama. It's funny how we give identities to everything we do. The darker colors are a little bit harder to use because of the light reflection. Don't get frustrated. Again, thin coats is best. This guy's gonna have a really thin coat. I don't know, well, maybe he's not as dark as I thought once I got him on there. Maybe he looked like he's super cute. I do love dark chocolate, though. It's my favorite. That kind of bitter chocolate taste. White chocolate is more of a vanilla, I think. So there, we just kind of put that first coat on. I might change it to copper. We'll see as it gets closer to developing. I'm really liking how the window is drying. I hope it portrays the look of, well, what is it over there in your world, Owen? Probably sunny, warm, humid. We don't have any humidity here either. It's very dry in Idaho. Hence the raspy voice and all that today. So now I'm going to show you, and I'm going to use the silver, the antique silver. I think this is one I just used. I'm going to use a smaller brush. I'm using like 20 brushes today, but that's okay. They all clean up with water. It's very easy to do. This is one of my favorites. Just a little cheap, but it's a little angle. And we are going to work on the details, the chrome on the truck. And these are those little pieces that are now going to really make it pop. I am going to turn it over for a minute. So just pretend it's still, I'm doing this one here. I've got paint. I try to only put paint on one side of my brush when I'm doing small detail work. I'll wipe off the extra. And now I'm just going to do this chrome piece right here. Follow the line. And now again, if you go out of the lines, it's okay. Another small brush, and you can put the red over it, back over the top of it. Or if you just really don't like this at all, you can wipe it off with a wet rag and it'll come right off pretty quick. Unless you wait too long. So now I've painted, can you see that? I painted the top. Now I'm turning it over And I'm using the same process with smaller projects. Don't feel like you have to fight with your piece. Turn it over and paint the way that's comfortable for you. A lot of people will come to my class and they have it facing them the whole time and they're having a hard time and they're struggling. And I'm like, just turn the piece over. It's okay. But we don't think about it unless, you know, we're all here to help each other out. And see, now for me, the way I paint, it was much easier for me to paint towards myself, turn it around, paint towards myself. So I don't think I could have got that any more perfect, if that's a word. But see how that works? So work with you, and if it feels awkward when you're painting, change positions. You know, don't let it feel awkward. Now again, I'm painting, pulling it towards me in the cutout. And the little brush holds a lot of paint. And now instead of trying to pull it and try to gauge where I'm going to stop, I'm turning it around and I'm starting where I want it to stop and I'm pulling towards the middle. Because that's usually when we go out of the lines, is we're pulling beyond it to try to get it to the edge. But if you start at the edge, it goes a lot quicker, it's funner, you're not so stressed out, you're having a good time. So now again, we're gonna do this side. And I use my pinky. My pinky is my support on my piece. And so you always wanna make sure with how your hand is, if your pinky is down like mine, I'm not dragging through wet paint, which I have done many a times. And it's okay, you just fix it. So again, turn it over. And I use the back of my hand as like a palette. But that's just me. And if any of you do that too, you are my people. Thank you. I even go to town or to the, you know, out and about and I still have paint on my arm. It's pretty funny. But it is a conversation starter. It gets a lot of people to pay attention and come to the shop. So 47 and windy, rain and cloudy as usual. 47, I would be in like barefoot, my shorts. I was wearing shorts yesterday. But luckily it's not 19 inside. And now I have to be careful because I've done that there. So I'm gonna give those a minute and I'm gonna come over here where I know this paint is dry. And again, just following the edge. This is so cute, I have to say. This is a good design, Owen. This one's really cute. And so again, follow the edge. And I like this angled brush so I can use that tip to get right up in that tip area right there. Okay, turn it over, do the other side. So easy, easy, easy. And again, we are using nothing. This paint is gonna last 3 years. You use very little. Now, as even it's been sitting here, it's starting to settle because I'm kind of painting slowly. I'm just using a little bit off the top. So I'm gonna re-stir it to help keep those metallics to the surface. See how cute that is? I love it. I really do. So now these are already dry. So this is that same silver. So while I'm giving these a minute to dry, I can come over here and do the second coat. Don't know if it's really, I don't think it's necessary. I just wanted to just have that little extra oomph. And again, going all the same direction. Just to make sure it's nice. I didn't cover the whole guy. Now, if you wanted like a texture, you wanted this bunny to look like he had texture, you could swirl him. I've done that before. Let's try that. I've done that on some other pieces. This one's a little big. Let me get a different brush. Okay, this one has got like a firm tip, and I'm just going to do little swirlies. And when you're doing swirls, you want to go right, left, right, left. You want them to be non-uniform. And what this is going to do is this is going to change the light reflection. I know it sounds kind of sciencey today, doesn't it? I'm sorry. But I'm kind of a nerd. Helps you understand what your piece and why it looks the way it does. A lot of times people say to me, what happened? Why does it look like this? Well, gives me the chance to let you know why. So now I have swirled that bunny. I don't know if you can see it very well. But see how the light changes now? Can anyone see the difference? Are you still out there, Shelly or Owen or Lisa? Hey, good morning, Lisa. But that's going to give you that swirly effect that maybe you were going for. And now if you're not going for that, before it dries, grab your brush and smooth it all out one direction. But that's how the light gives it another definition. And now I just, a little bit out of the line, I'll use my red to touch it up, it'll be okay. And that's what you do. It's that easy. So today we started working on this truck. I'm gonna pull it up so you guys can see me. I know it's silly when we say so I can see you, because I really can't see you, but I feel like now I'm talking to you because I'm facing myself, I guess. So we did this truck, started. Now, if I was doing this just straight through, it would have, about an hour gone right through. After it dries completely, I can paint the other side any solid color, or I think I might even replicate this on the other side. Because how fun is that if you've got it hanging like in the window, you can enjoy the vision from both sides. So I love that. Okay, so this is the chocolate bunny truck. So cute. And then this, and it's already dry. It was so quick and easy, is the pastels. And now I'm going to add some glitter on here. I'll probably just do a quick little sped up glitter like vision video for you. So you'll see it here in a little while. I'll add that video clip. So yeah. There we go. There we have it. And next week we are doing the flip-flops. The beach flip-flops. And I have a surprise. So it's going to be fun what I'm going to do to those flip-flops. And yeah, it's a set of 2. And we magically intertwine them together. It's super fun. I can't wait to show you how to do that. And we're going to add some, we're going to add something. So we're going to do that with you guys next week. Same time, set your calendars, set the date. If you can't tune in, I appreciate all of you this morning. I know you're all busy. Hopefully I've inspired you to do something, try something, order something, especially 20% off. Oh my gosh, what a deal, right? So click the link up above, take a look, put some stuff in your shopping cart, think about it. But remember, 20% off today, that's a good deal. So much love. I'll see you next week. Bye.